Good morning and welcome to Baja California, my favorite place in all of Mexico, if not the world. Today we're in La Ventana, which is close to La Paz. Now that I live in Florida, I don't make it down to Mexico as often as I did when I lived in Texas. That was my favorite part about Texas. But it's been way too long, so I was super pumped when my buddy Alejandro called me up and said he's putting a trip together. He wrangled up a couple more friends, two crazy Australians, Blake and Evan, great guys. Never met an Australian that I didn't like, and they were a real hoot. Had a bunch of fun. Hopefully we can get another trip together soon. People ask me all the time to clarify what spearfishing is, so I'm going to let the camera roll, and you're going to see kind of how we get things going here before our first dive. There's a lot of tackle involved with blue water spearfishing, where you've got float lines and buoys. And so Dante is helping untangle that mess and getting ready to hand me a gun. And I'm going to jump in, get my flasher set up, and then he's going to let us drift along for a while. And then they'll go check on the other two guys, and they'll kind of bounce between us and let us drift over some areas that are known to have wahoo, tuna, other pelagic fish. We're just getting started, jet lagged, tired, unfamiliar place, so a little bit of a slow start. We're just getting going. Just getting my flasher set to the right depth. Want this dangling down there to catch the eye of any passing fish, give us a chance for them to double back or hang out in the area just long enough for us to take a shot. If you're wondering about that funny little squeaky chirp, that's just me equalizing my ears as I'm going down to adjust for the pressure. This place is crazy fishy. Safety in numbers is a thing. With all these different fish distracting me, couldn't make them out, couldn't decide what was what, didn't recognize anything, but it was all too small. And so we aren't seeing the big predators yet that we hope to. No pressure yet either. It's always nice to do a few warm-up dives just to get your body's dive reflex to kick in and get comfortable and warmed up before you start taking fish.
I lost track of it. It was over that way. I think we just need to swim it. Let's swim offshore a bit because we're drifting towards the island and that buoy's. Yeah.
Time to head back to the boat and move spots. Not seeing much here.
Yeah.
Alright, hold your breath with me. We're going for another drop. Almost there, don't give up. Pretty typical dive, just about a minute long. Nothing crazy. Now this spot has me feeling really good. There's just bait everywhere you look. Super fishy, so fingers crossed. Beautiful bait. Gonna go for a little deeper drop this time. Been sticking around 30-35 feet, and I think I make it to just around 70 on this one, maybe 65. Just something neat you might have seen if you have a sharp eye. You'll notice my float line isn't red anymore. When you're down that deep, the color red gets filtered out, so everything is a lot more muted. It kind of feels like you're going colorblind the deeper you go. I gotta say, the captain here and Dante, our spearfishing guide, had to have had sore arms by the time we left, coiling float lines non-stop and helping us with gear. They were both really great. Worked hard for their money. Took a little breather for a snack. A couple of the guys were a little bit queasy. I was myself. It was a little bit rougher here than what I'm used to doing the inshore mangrove diving in Florida. So we had a nice lunch at a beautiful location, and then we head back out.
I saw about four of them.
Four?
That was way too far for the gun.
Were they close?
No, they would have been like here to that orange buoy away. Too far. So I was using this to try to jig them in. I didn't have my throw flash.
I forgot mine.
So they'll hang it around, but I was trying to do what you guys were saying, like not look at it. Then I looked at one and I was like,
That's a good sign.
challenging fish, huh?
Yeah.
Nearly invisible, a wahoo comes floating in front of Blake like a ghost. He dives down to try to take a shot, and his roller gun tangles, and the Wahoo walks free. I've still got a chance though, because I've shot many good fish after somebody's shot and missed. So there's still hope. I'm tucked down, trying to be as small and meek as possible, scared to even look at the Wahoo, don't want to spook him.
No! No! No!
It's going to be a long, long time before I can forget messing that shot up.
Muzzle wrap.
I don't know how I missed too. He's big, Blake. He's huge.
Yeah, I had muzzle wrap, bro. Like, look how tangled. Like, I can't even. Look at that.
He's still hanging out. Keep an eye out for him. He's still around.
That wasn't true. He gave us both a chance and he didn't stick around. Of course, I'm still panicking here, trying to load this gun as fast as I can. Probably thinking slow is smooth, smooth is fast, slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Nothing worse than fumbling a gun, loading it bad, and having it tangled or goofing it when you've got the pressure of a fish lurking in the area. So I tried to hurry up and I spent a little bit more time in the area looking for him, but he was gone. If you could shoot a trophy fish on your first day, it just wouldn't be worth it. Looking forward to tomorrow. It'll be better. While I still have a little bit of Wahoo heartbreak from yesterday, today is a beautiful new day, and it's going to be one of the most eventful days I've had on the water. On the way out, we had tons of mobula rays jumping. Hard to catch on film, but I'll throw a slow-mo clip in here. And before you know it, we're on to the next amazing encounter. A school of orcas. This will be the first time in my life I've finally seen them in person in the wild. What a start to the morning. We haven't even gotten in the water yet. And I will admit, call me chicken, I'd take swimming with sharks over swimming with orcas. I just don't trust those things. Alright, so I'm not going to bore you with a bunch more blue water dives. Our plan today is a little bit of blue water hunting in the morning and then jump over to do some reef diving. And there'll be a lot more exciting stuff over there on the reef. But I still saw a few cool things here in the blue, so I'm going to skip to some good parts now. And no point in you just watching me go up and down in the blue here. Looking a little green in the gills there, buddy. Alejandro always gets seasick, and I always make fun of him. On that note, I just gotta laugh and tell you about Alejandro's signature move. He loves to chug a big bottle of red Powerade, and then when he gets seasick, he pukes red, and every single time it tricks me, and I panic thinking he's puking up blood after a dive. It's alright though. I gave him a pretty bad scare one time, but not sure if I'll ever get around to sharing that story. Maybe one day. You guys get to watch me drop the ball again. I wasn't paying attention, looked up, and catch a glimpse of a mahi, or a dolphin fish, cruising right below the waves on the surface. Of course, my GoPro's sticking out of the water because it's on my forehead. I was messing with the flasher, thought if I jiggle that, he might circle me and come back. Sometimes they're pretty curious. He just wouldn't close the distance, get close enough for a shot. As I was wiping the tears from my eyes, a small consolation prize had a cool turtle come cruising in. Alright, so this next part's a little tricky, but if you listen closely, and the camera might not be picking it up, but if you listen close, all those fish you've seen in the background, you can actually hear them laughing at me. And if you listen really hard, probably the Wahoo and the dolphin fish are also laughing. So I'm ready to go to the reef and look for a Cubera snapper. I've wanted to shoot one for 10 years, and today it finally happens. Alright, so we have to take a brief intermission. I wanted to take a moment to introduce the sponsor of today's video. It's me, just me, there is no sponsor. But the reason for the interruption is I wanted to catch your attention. You may have been fast forwarding or skimming through earlier parts, no shame, but I didn't want you to miss this. Just stop for the next minute and admire these amazing, bizarre little jelly creatures. Alright, back to it then. It's great to see the bottom, and I love this green water. It's always fishy. Dante had tried to point me in the right direction of some caves that held Cubera usually, and I dropped down, and I think the current might have messed me up. Ended up following this crack, not seeing the cave he was talking about, and with the other group of guys diving in the same area, I decided after this dive I was going to go try to go find my own spot. When I got to the surface and saw the buoy line stretched out, I realized how far off the spot I was diving. As I was trying to catch my breath, this sea lion snuck up and cruised under me and startled me.
But if you want, the marker is there. It's exactly the cave, but it's over the cave. But the current is like that way.
As I'm making my drop here, something in the corner of my eye catches my attention. I saw a little movement in that crack. Got him! He poked out just in time. And of course, I'm super pumped. Heart rate skyrocketed. Fumbled the line here. And I'm trying to force him out of that crack. I'm afraid he's going to go down and get lost. Dante sees me struggling and is not having it. None of this mano-y-mano. Machismo. He took over. He was trying not to have to deal with somebody blacking out. Great guide. It's not often you find one so proactive and on top of you. Now, I was dying to get back down there to see this thing, and really didn't want to let somebody else touch my fish before I got to it first, but Dante was in the right. That was the safer thing to do, so I stayed up top, and he went down to free the fish for me. I'm not a good team player. I always want to get the fish. I always want to do it all by myself, but spearfishing really is a sport that can benefit from buddy system and teamwork. You're so much more efficient and safe when you work together as a pair or a trio. This is a good example.
Sweet, thanks for the help. Thanks. Thank you.
A lot of times in all the excitement and adrenaline and the urge to get the fish safe on the boat and in the ice box, you forget to just stop and admire how pretty they are. What a beautiful fish.
Let's see.
There's plenty of Cubera snapper out there. And plenty bigger ones.
¿Cuál le pico? Para tomar la foto.
But I'm happy with this one. Now that I've got the skunk washed off, I'm just diving for fun. The pressure is off. I love these big cracks. You just know there's monsters in them somewhere. The current has taken me down to a shallower part of the reef, and I'm just enjoying the ride. We couldn't stay away from the blue water, so we found ourselves back out in the deep. And I'm sure glad we did. What I saw next was absolutely breathtaking. Schooling Jack Crevalle by the hundreds or maybe thousands. While I was spacing out in the blue, Dante went and shot the fish of a lifetime, a sailfish. Not common in this area, and I believe it was his very first. What a great ending for day 2. Day 3, my last chance to kill a wahoo this year. Right off the bat, I made some new friends. These teeny tiny little black fish came out of nowhere, and then wouldn't leave me alone. I guess that just means it can only get bigger and better from here on out. Okay, that escalated really quickly. Dead center of the screen right now, a wahoo has emerged from the mist. Hoping my flasher performs a small miracle and brings him back to me. he just wasn't having it. I could not get his attention, and he went on his way. Of course, then this little stinker shows up, and my eyes played a trick on me, and I got excited thinking that was a wahoo as he approached, and it turned out it was just a little needlefish. As we drifted along, we got closer to a FAD, a fish attracting device. This is something that's anchored offshore that provides a little bit of structure, something floating like these palm fronds, and fish are drawn to those areas. The needlefish come back, and this one's even nibbling on my flasher. If you look down in the water right now, on the right side, you'll see a monster needlefish. I never knew they got so big. Winds were picking up, and it was getting a little bit choppy, so we decided to go around the island and find a calm spot. Time's quickly running out. I have a little bit of diving left before we've got to pack it up. Now I could try to tell you guys the story about how I saw a 100+ pound tuna swim past me on this reef, but you wouldn't believe me. And of course the camera wasn't rolling. And just like that, time to go home. What a trip.